Previously on the bill.
God, I missed you.
We now have to classify Honey Harman as a high-risk misper.
I keep having to lie to get out of the station.
Last chance, Rosie, I swear to God.
Whatever you did to that little blonde, they are this close to finding out.
Zain, we need to talk.
Whatever you did to that little blonde, they are this close to finding out.
I'm not going to let you do this. It's wrong. Move. You're not like them. You never will be. Never will be.
How is he?
He's quiet. He's happy to stay in the station and answer questions. For now.
I just picked this up on the way in from forensics. It confirms the body we pulled out of the canal was Honey Harman.
Thank God.
I'm sorry.
The family liaison officers with her parents.
What's Zain saying?
Well, the same as. He never saw Honey. Not at Bar Morocco, not at the deserted house he was taken to, and not at Bonham Wharf.
So the statement we got from Jose Alvarez, is Zain saying that's fiction? Well, it's up to MIT now.
Why do we have to hand it over to them?
Because we can't investigate offences committed against our own colleagues. You know that, Phil. A DCI lease is coming over. We're just going to have to get used to it.
What do you reckon?
Well, Zain's not been straight with us. I want to see if he's got anything else he can give us before we hand him over.
Thanks, Kev.
We've confirmed the body was Honey. I'm going to have to hand you over to MIT. Is there anything you haven't told me?
You already know everything, Gov.
I'm going to ask you one last time. Why were you heading out the door yesterday afternoon when I came in to find you?
To clear my head. When I heard they'd found another body, you know, it was a lot to take in. I'm struggling a bit at the moment.
So what about Jose?
You're going to take his word over mine?
No, but he did point us to Honey's body. There was a moment yesterday when I had to forget about loyalty. We needed information that you couldn't give us, Zain. Now, I don't care who provides it. If a cop is missing, I'm going to follow it up.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to have to make a statement to MIT. You know what'll happen if you don't tell the truth.
I am telling the truth. You have to trust me.
Yeah, I'm on my way down.
DCI Meadows. Alan Lees.
So you found your way up here. Jack, pleased to meet you. Do you want a coffee?
No, I'm on the hard stuff. Had a bit of a caffeine habit until I was introduced to the wonderful world of tachycardia.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's palpitations to you and me. Not dying yet was the doctor's verdict, so I'm on the wagon. What have we got here then?
20 minutes ago, DNA samples confirmed the identity of the body as P.C. Harman.
Cause of death?
Gunshot wound to the chest.
Ballistics?
We've got a rush on them. And they've nearly finished at Bonham Wharf, which looks like the scene of the crime.
So, DC Nadir.
He's a good officer.
Of course. So, I know he was undercover. He busted a drugs ring. CO-19 ventilated one of the leaders. You arrested some Colombian dignitaries at the scene. One of the ringleaders got away, right?
Kristen Shaw. We had her bar under surveillance and one of her dog's bodies, a barman called Ches Williams. But nothing since the bust.
So this Ches, you knew both of them? I'd like to have a word.
He's been brought in.
And I hear you lost an informant.
Eva Garcia. Yeah, she was a drugs mule. She fled witness protection and was murdered. According to our phone records, she called P.C. Harman on the afternoon of the bust. And then later, PC Harman called CID, but she couldn't get through. So it's likely that Honey and Eva were killed on the same night.
So what does DC Nadir say about this?
He didn't see any of it. The relevant statements are in here. You can read it before we go in.
Yeah, better on Jack, if you know what I mean. Keep the personal out of it.
Zain worked for months undercover. He was doing a damn good job. Just so as you know.
Cheers, Jack.
Looks pretty good for a dead girl, don't you think?
What?
I asked how your cover was blown.
Eva Garcia turned up alive when I said she was dead.
And where was this?
I don't know. Paul Husky put a bag over my head. They took me from Bar Morocco to an empty house somewhere in the sticks. And Alvarez turned up and said that he'd seen Eva.
And what happened then?
Jose said I was still undercover. They then forced me to phone DCI Meadows and tell him that the deal was going down at Jamaica Dock. And then they took me to Bonham Wharf instead.
And you never stopped anywhere on the way?
No. Askew was pretty keen on killing me. But I managed to persuade him that I was still bent. And then he started rowing with the Colombians. CO-19 arrived.
During this time, you never saw Honey Harman?
That's right.
Even though...
Jose said that he saw me with her at Bonham Wharf. I know, but don't you think that he could be lying to implicate me? I mean, I've just put the guy behind bars.
He led us to the footbridge, where they found blood spots. And eventually they found Honey's body in the water.
Right.
So, everyone's accounted for at Bonham Wharf except Kristen. Honey got to the footbridge somehow. And you said you saw Kristen leave alone. But Kristen's the only person who had time to move Honey out. So unless she's got her tied to a chair somewhere outside, I think it's fair to say that Kristen left Bonham Wharf with Honey. And what you're telling me isn't quite accurate.
Look, I was tied to a chair. I was trying to get Kristen to free me, telling her that we could still get out together. And then she hit me over the back of the head. And when I came to, she was gone. So I didn't. I didn't see her leave.
Okay. You never mentioned any of this in your statement. Why?
Well, I guess you don't have everything in your file, do you? Look. Kristen and I got close. So it was pretty humiliating to have to admit that she'd escaped. And I didn't want the DCI thinking that I'd lost control. Or that Kristen was controlling me. I guess I should be grateful that they didn't kill me too.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this lucky escape then.
No, look. I need a break.
You all right, mate? It's not leave you to you.
All right, mate. Yeah, it's me. Listen, I'm getting grilled down at the station. Just tell me that this is going ahead later on. Okay, where? Yeah, when? Kristen.
So, your DCI says you reported your gun missing after the drugs bust 2 weeks ago.
The gun Paul Haskell gave me, yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of weapons there that night.
It's pretty intense.
We just got a ballistics report back, and I'm wondering, with all that hardware floating around, why the bullet that killed Honey Harman came from your gun. I mean, what are the odds of that?
You saying that I shot Honey? What is it, a slow week down at MIT or something? That gun was taken from me by Paul Haskey before he put a bag over my head.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, you don't think there's a chance that maybe they used it to kill Honey to try and set me up?
Could be. Who knows? But I'm getting blindsided with all these versions of the truth flying around. Did you see Honey at Bonham Wharf?
No, I didn't.
Did you see her on the footbridge?
No.
Did you walk over that bridge with Kristen?
I didn't even know there was a bridge! Okay, we didn't go in that way.
Okay.
We found some partial prints in the wider search of Bonham Wharf. We're still waiting for analysis to come back now.
This Charlie's. Superintendent Heaton, D.I. Manson.
Sir?
Good to meet you.
So, how's the interview with Zain going?
He's either lying through his teeth or he's lying through his teeth. He told you he saw Kristen Shaw leave Bonham Wharf that night. He told me she clouted him, and when he came round, she was gone. Of course, he never reported the head injuries, so we can't confirm that fact.
Did he give a reason?
Natural pride. You gotta love it. He didn't want to admit she was controlling him.
Is that so?
Yeah, small beer, really. Bit of a lie to save face, but, you know, all starts adding up.
If you'll excuse me, sir. Neil, Phil?
Lee's has closed the book on me.
Well, you know how the process works, Zain.
Look, Gov, I need to get home, take a shower, get back to work.
OK. It's nearly morning. The next shift will be arriving. Go home, Zain.
What about Lee's?
Oh, he's happy chasing forensics. He just wanted to cross you off the list.
I thought he was gunning for me.
What is MIT? There's a few kinks in your story. Grab a change of clothes, come back to work.
OK, thanks, Gov.
Have you got him?
Yeah, I got him, Gov.
Morning, everyone. Now, I'm sorry to say that I do have some very sad news to deliver. It's confirmation from forensics that the body found yesterday was Honey Harman.
Mum. Well, there's been a lot of talk about Nadir. Is he involved?
DC Nadir is in with CID, helping them to unravel what's happened in a very complex case. And we had no idea that Honey was involved this far. Now, we've got our jobs to do. And if CID need our help, they'll tell us. Okay? But my door is open if anyone needs to talk.
Mum.
And on that note, Honey's parents will be popping into the station. And they want to be close to the people that work with Honey. So feel free to offer your condolences, because it will mean a lot. Right, that's it. Good. Emma?
I'm sorry I'm late, Mum. I just couldn't get myself going this morning.
Don't worry about that now.
Oh, God, it sounds like I really am in trouble.
You left last night before it all kicked off. It's Honey. Her body was found in the canal at Bonham Wharf. Yeah, she's dead. You all right?
All units from Sierra Oscar reported domestic at 23 Wells Avenue. Any unit deal?
Okay.
Swear down, yeah. Watch where you step up. Never. Wait.
Trust issues, Phil?
Well, can you blame us, Zain?
Shelland Park, on the corner.
I don't know if I'm really up to this today, no.
Let's just get stuck in, take our mind off things.
Stolen it from me!
Girls, please! Is it really worth it?
You're a lying cow!
All right, stop right there. Can someone tell me what's going on?
She comes to my house, forces her way in, and then accuses me of stealing. Because you did!
It's not worth falling out over. It's a silly vase.
Right, Anne, is it?
Yes.
What makes you think this lady stole the vase?
This lady is my sister, and I don't think she stole it. I know it.
I won't stand for it.
I won't stand for it.
Oh, for God's sake.
Search the house. It's in there. I know it.
Right, in order to search anything, you're going to have to make an official allegation of theft.
Fine. I want this on record.
I had nothing to do with Honey's death.
OK.
OK. The DCI doesn't trust me enough not to have me followed home.
Look, we know how close you got to Kristen, Zain, and that's complicated things. Now we're getting conflicting stories. Right, you tell us that you saw Kristen Shaw leave Bon and Wolf alone. And then you tell Lees that you got knocked out and you didn't. The DCI's worried that you're caught up in something.
The only thing I'm caught up in is hunting down Kristen. If she had anything to do with Honey's death, I'm going to bring her in for it.
So what are you going to do? Askew's dead, Jose's inside, and now Lees is bringing Shez Williams in to talk.
I can do this, Phil, but I need some space.
Look, don't you think I put my neck on the line enough for you?
Oh, I know you have. But I'm asking you for a few more hours.
The DCI is holding out that you're going to pull through this.
Is there any more surveillance on me, Phil? Thanks, man.
He's heading back to his car.
Received. 2-0 as I ball on him.
Listen, Zain spotted my car. Can you send someone to pick me up?
OK, received.
In Mum's will, Maggie was going to get the vase, even though she never even liked it. But a few weeks before she died, Mum said it ought to be mine because I did. She said it in front of Dad, but Dad can't handle confrontation, so he told Maggie it was broken.
But you took it?
Hid it in my bedroom. Dad knew where it was. He lives with me. Anyway, last week Maggie was round to pick Dad up, and she saw the vase. She went off on one. I conspired, she said. Well, she tried to walk out with it, but I wrestled it off her. Last thing she said, she was going to get it back.
And then it went missing?
I mean, she's hiding it somewhere, isn't she?
Did anyone else have access to it?
It was Maggie.
OK, all right, well, we'll have a word with her.
Yeah, well, good luck. She's been treating me like this my whole life, and I've had enough.
OK. Thank you. This way, please.
Okay.
Gina, how's the rest of the team?
I'm shocked, numb.
I would like them to know that I'm doing all I can to find Honey's killer.
Well, I was wondering that if I got everybody together, perhaps, you could...
Gina, I know morale is low, and I'm sorry. As soon as I can, I will speak to the team about Honey. For the moment, it's absolutely vital that I concentrate on this investigation and get a result. For all of us.
I understand, sir.
You work closer to her. Can you handle it for now?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Well...
Long word to see, mate.
You know that Honey's parents are coming to the station?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And her mum especially wants to meet you.
Why?
Well, Honey's talked about all of us, but I think you particularly get a glowing report.
Look, Mum, I don't know if I can.
Look, when they arrive, you should pop in. It would mean a lot. Right, well, that's probably done now. Yeah. Yes, it is. Go on. Yeah.
Will, you all right, mate?
Yep, fine.
I just want to say all that stuff yesterday about the boxing tournament.
I don't care about the boxing. I don't care about the tournament, all right?
Yeah, it was just when she got pulled out of the canal, it makes you think. Look, we're mates. I'm not going to take part in a tournament if you're not going to fight. It's not right.
Dan, I can't deal with this right now.
I'm just trying to say sorry. And if you want to talk...
Look, I can't handle this. Everyone is treating me like I'm some kind of widower.
Me and Honey were dating. We slept together a couple of times, and that was it, all right?
I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah, well, shouldn't. Last time I saw Honey, we had a row. She wanted to go on holiday. I told her we were moving too fast. So she went without me, and now my parents want to talk to me like I'm some part of the family.
They don't know that. They just want to talk.
What, so I can tell them that last time I saw their daughter, I had a row with her? That when she disappeared, I should have been with her, and maybe if I was, she'd still be here now.
Mate, you're making this harder for yourself.
Dan, I can't deal with this, all right?
Yeah, Kristen, it's me. I'm out. Well, they let me go, but I'm not sure how safe it is. Well, Phil was following me, but I managed to talk him round, but I think I've still got another tail. Listen, I'm going to need some time to work something out, but what time do you need to meet me? Yeah, OK, I'll see you then. OK, bye.
Right. Do you mind if I have a look around?
If you really have to.
Go through. Thanks. Sorry about this.
Not your fault. Have a seat.
Thanks.
My wife would have had them both by the collar, sat them down, let them scream at each other, but they wouldn't leave the room till it was sorted out.
Sounds like a good mum.
Oh, she was. While you're here, perhaps you could stick this up at the station.
Yeah, of course.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just a bit tired.
Listen, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll sort itself out.
So, did you find anything?
No, madam.
No.
You're going to take your sister to court?
Small claims court.
And all of this over a vase?
My sister made an allegation of theft. My word wasn't good enough. You do whatever you have to do.
This was never going to end well. Zain out on a limb?
Well, it hasn't ended, Gov. Anyway, that's what undercover work is. Out on a limb.
Where's he going now?
We've just picked up Ches Williams. He's downstairs waiting.
You've got to get your boy back in.
What do you mean?
He's also back from the extended search of Bonham Wharf. Zane's fingerprints were found in the footbridge.
Right, he's going into the cul-de-sac.
There's only one way out. Pull up here, hang back.
Phil?
Yes, Gov.
Have you still got visual on Zain?
Yes, Gov.
Get Zain back in here now. He was there. He was on the footbridge.
Maggie's at work. It's just me, I'm afraid. Ooh.
You right, Mr. Taylor?
Predictable post-lunch indigestion. The bread was too thick, and I put too much cheese in.
Ooh. So we found this at an auction house in Oxford Lane.
Oh. Well, there it is. Well done.
Mr. Taylor. They said it was dropped off by an elderly man, that he wouldn't leave his name, and that he wanted the proceeds to go to Canley Cancer Care.
I should have broken it. Ooh. I need an antacid. You know, they never would share anything. And I just thought, the sooner it was gone and doing some good somewhere else, the better. And ow!
Mr. Taylor?
Sierra Oscar from 128, ambulance required to 23 Wells Avenue.
Oh my God, what happened?
Angina, Anne. What do you think?
What, did you put his tablets out for him?
Of course I did. But I can't make him take them, can I?
It's like I'm not here, isn't it?
Ladies, we found the vase.
Where?
At an auction house. Your dad took it there so he wouldn't have to listen to you two fighting.
Mum said I could have it, Dad. I wasn't fighting over anything. It was mine.
You haven't even got the decency to apologise for your false accusation, have you?
You must be joking.
All right, that's enough. Both of you, over here, now.
Excuse me?
Now! Now, you have both wasted police time when there are much more important things we should be investigating. Your father is sick and he's grieving his wife, and you are harassing him because you want your own way. What is wrong with both of you?
You can't talk to me like this.
Shut up, Maggie.
Right. Your dad's got his vase back. Now it's up to you two what he does with it. But we have to get involved again. We ain't gonna be happy about it. Do you understand? Thank you. And what's going on with you?
Matt really lost it with me yesterday when I told him I was going to the boxing match with Will and Dan.
What do you mean he lost it with you?
He grabbed my arm really hard. It really hurt. So...
Hold on. Was he gonna hit you?
No. Lewis, please don't go off about this.
Look, you gotta be strong. And you gotta do something about it. Now, let's go.
Thank God.
I've had 2 sets of surveillance on me. Phil lied. He said he was on his own. He's not on his own. And he also said that they've got Ches. They're going to be all over us.
Okay.
It's not okay. They know that Ches is a mutual friend of both of us, and they will be able to get him to talk.
Ches isn't going to tell them anything.
What do you mean?
What he knows isn't going to help them.
Why?
I knew the police would be all over Ches, Zain. After the bust, I knew we couldn't trust anyone but each other. Ches was free to help me out, but I wasn't going to tell him anything.
Was he can't give them anything?
No.
God, I just want this to be over.
Oh, we've come this far. Now this is it. It's just you and me now.
I think Zain's gone after Kristen. We need to find them both.
You're not going to go easy on Ches, aren't you? My tribunal's just to the cleaners.
I'm not making any promises. So what have you been up to, Ches?
Oh, you know, a bit of modelling, recorded my new album. Our work. What do you think?
Have you heard from Kristen Shaw?
Can't say I have. But then she did skip town owing me a week's wages.
So Kristen Shaw's on the run, cost she owes you 100 quid plus tips.
All right, look, you know why she bailed. But it's got nothing to do with me, all right? I don't touch drugs anymore.
She was importing cocaine. She's also involved in the death of 2 young women. The second girl was one of our coppers. Now, where's Kristen Shaw?
Look, I was just a barman, all right? I never saw what was going on. And I haven't seen Kristen for weeks.
I assume you know how heavy we come down on people when we've lost one of our fellow officers. Now, where's Kristen Shaw? Don't make this day any longer than it already is. I've heard enough lies to last me a lifetime.
I don't know where she is, all right?
Well, I don't believe you. Attempting to pervert the course of justice is a serious crime. You're hiding her, aren't you?
I'm not hiding her. I don't know where she is.
Well, you're going away! Justice! For an honest, decent copper, we pulled out of the canal!
All right. Look, the last I heard, she was headed towards Manchester. That's all I know. Look, she's on the run from you lot, isn't she? Why is she going to tell me?
There's always a weak link.
Yeah, well, look at this. I ain't got involved with Ches. Nobody else has said a word. Not with the Colombians involved.
Jack?
Can you get a couple of Marlow to help you out? Hotels, guest houses, known associates in Manchester. I just want to check something. You stay here.
What? What now?
I've been in this job a long time, and today's about as bad a day as I've ever had. Now listen. You work for Paul Haskew and Kristen Shaw. They tried to set a deal up with the Colombians. The Colombians were sold out. Now they are looking for somebody connected to Bar Morocco who could have tipped the police off about that deal. All they want is a name. Now if I find that you've been lying to me, yours is a name I'm going to give them. Where's Kristen Shaw? Right, this is going to be hard for you to take in, particularly those of you who haven't been involved. D.R. Manson has just informed me that D.C. Nadir has slipped his surveillance.
Surveillance? What's going on?
Yeah, all right, Terry, Mickey, just let me explain. Based on a statement given to us by Ches Williams, we think that Zain and Kristen Shaw are going to try and leave the country together. Now, Ches has admitted that he was acting as a go-between for Kristen Shaw and an unknown contact. This was done via an information drop. So Ches would find notes that were left near his car. He would then hand them to another go-between, who would then hand them to Kristen Shaw. Now, the last note that passed through Ches's hands said 4 p.m, Miller House, helicopter. And from previous notes, the date had been set as today. Now, that's all we've got. This is Miller House. Now, we assume that Kristen and Zain are going to try and leave the country by helicopter, or they're going to be driven to a private airfield. Traditional travel routes are obviously out of the question, so we need to investigate this place, we need to contact civil aviation for helicopter routes, and we need to set up an intercept to arrest operation ASAP. If we don't stop them at Miller House, chances are we'll never stop them. Let's move it.
Mrs. Harman? I'm PC Will Fletcher.
Will. Thanks for coming to see me. My husband wanted to stay at home. He's making the phone calls. Inspector Gold said you might stop by. It's nice, finally, to put a face to the name. We knew it must be getting serious when we kept hearing the same one.
Everyone loved her here. A lot of respect for her. We all miss her.
Thank you, Will. That means a lot to me.
Right, well,
If you ever want to come round and talk... She didn't have the chance to bring you round herself.
No. We were just getting started, really. I'm sorry.
Will...
Thanks.
Any news on Zane's whereabouts?
No, good, but we've made a link. Miller House is owned by a consortium.
Yeah, there's a guy on the board called Robert Burgess. Now, a year ago, Burgess invested in a property development with Paul Haskew.
So where do we go from here?
Well, Terry and Mickey have been doing some digging on this guy.
Look, we know he's got a lot of family money behind him. He's got 2 boats that are moored in the Docklands. Now, I thought it might be linked to Kristen Shaw's drug smuggling, but customs haven't flagged it up.
He's also got another development in Islington.
And there's a private members club in the sea.
Kristen's good, isn't she? Running cocaine, tying Zain up in knots, getting somebody to impersonate Honey Harman.
So what are you thinking?
Well, she escapes a major drugs raid. She goes into hiding for 2 weeks and counting. But she leaves Ches Williams out in the open, and he tells us exactly where to look. I mean, it's just too easy. I think we need to cover our bases. So let's get some uniform to this building development in Islington, the Docklands, and this club in the city.
I'll head out to Miller House. Still makes sense to focus there.
I'll coordinate from here.
I'd like to come along, DC Ali.
And don't forget, he's one of my men.
We're in position.
OK, sir.
The house looks locked up, but there's a couple of 100 acres here you could land a helicopter in.
Sounds like the place, then.
We'll keep you informed. Out.
Money, eh? It's wasted on the rich.
Never had so little to pack.
You've still managed to keep me waiting. What's this?
I didn't want to let it get into the wrong hands, did I?
You know that ballistics have linked the bullet that killed Honey to this gun. We've got to get rid of this.
I thought we might... We're not safe yet, are we?
So you're planning on using this on someone else, are you?
Well, of course not. I know a lot of dangerous people, Zain, and they all carry guns.
We don't want another death on our conscience, do we?
It's just a precaution. Come on, let's go.
Sierra Oscar at 171.
Go ahead, Reg.
Yes, sir, we're on the scene now. There doesn't seem to be anyone about. Obviously, we will do a snoop.
All right, Reg, just check that list. Any boat registered in the name of Robert Burgess?
Yeah, we'll do, sir.
5-2 from 5-5.
Go ahead, Jack.
Uniform are all in place, sir. Everything we know about, we've got covered.
We're just going to have to sit it out.
The vehicle's turned onto the driveway.
Jack, this could be it.
Okay, everybody, heads down, wait until they stop. Take them. Oh, who are they? I want an ID now.
See that piece?
Is it them?
No, it's the damned housekeepers. They say Burgess hasn't been in the country for the past 6 weeks, and they're not expecting any company here.
Damn.
Have you got anything on private aircraft?
Hang on, sir. Yeah, there's 3 airfields within a 20-mile radius.
Fly, see me.
Go ahead, Tony.
Zain, Nadir and Christian Shaw have just arrived, sir.
Tony?
Looks like they're getting away by boat. What do you want us to do?
Who's this guy?
The man who's going to get us to Spain.
Christian's on board, sir. Zane's still on the jetty. What do you want us to do?
Nothing, Tony. We're already on our way down there.
There could be a way and out to sea in 2 minutes, sir. We've got to give it a go.
Negative, Tony. As far as we know, Christian Shaw is armed, and they're both to be considered dangerous.
Zain, we have to go.
Yeah, I just need a moment.
Zain, I didn't think it'd turn out like this either. But this is it. We have to leave.
No, it doesn't feel right, this. Leaving like this, leaving people behind.
But we have to. It's not our fault things went wrong. But I didn't want people to get hurt.
People didn't get hurt. They're dead.
Just let's talk about it, okay? But not now. Come on.
About my family. My sister.
Zain, please.
She is the reason I joined the force to stop drugs running. She's OD'd. What? I'm going to go off and live off drugs money?
Please, Zain, don't do this now.
Kristen, you get out of here.
What, are you insane? Get on the boat, Zain. Get on the boat! I'm not leaving without you. So just get on the boat.
Sir, Christine Shaw's just pulled something out of her coat. I think it might be a firearm.
Stay back, Reg. If this goes down, it goes down, but I'm not losing another officer today. We're almost with you.
Understood, sir.
Is this what you wanted? Are you getting a kick out of wrecking this for me?
I'm not stopping you from leaving.
I could have left weeks ago, but I waited for you.
I can't. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Bloody hell!
She's on the private jetty and she is armed.
All right, get back to the station, lads. Go. I'll try and get closer. Right. Phil?
I've been waiting for you. I could be in Spain now. If you told me this soon, God, Zain, I love you.
I love you too. But I have to pay for this.
Say that.
We should both be paying for this.
No, I'm done paying. You don't control me.
We were never going to be free, Kristen. We would never stop running.
Well, that's up to me. I haven't come this far for you to ruin everything for us because of some pang of conscience. I can't.
You can, please. Look, you turn yourself in. Honey dying. It was an accident.
Stop it, Zain!
It was an accident!
Yes, it was an accident, but I shot her! She's dead. That's it. Finished. I'm not asking you anymore.
Please. Kristen, just give it up.
I won't. had enough of you.
She's unarmed! She's unarmed! Cuff her. Christian Shaw, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of PC Honey Harman. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something you allegedly line in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Thank you all for staying behind.
May I?
Superintendent would like a word.
Thank you. A suspect has been arrested and is being held here in connection with the murder of PC Honey Harman. MIT are conducting the interview. Some of you may have heard rumors that one of our officers from CID is also being questioned. Sadly, that is the case. I didn't know Honey very well, but I was impressed by her on a number of occasions. Just seeing the reaction today, I realized how fortunate I was to have known her at all. She was a very special person. To those of you who were especially close to her, I can only offer you my heartfelt sympathy.
I heard Kristen admit to shooting at me. And Zain knew I could hear. He said it was an accident and she didn't know it.
You got in too deep.
Yeah, I should have stopped it when I had the chance.
Maybe you should. But I'm the DCI, for God's sake. What's it say about me if I can't trust my own men?
Look, I'm not hiding anything, Gov.
I know, Phil. I know. Just give me 5 minutes with him, and it's all yours.
I understand, Jack. Take your time.
Right, let's get this straight now. Then I can hand you over to MIT. So what happened out there? Why did you deliberately evade surveillance?
I went after Kristen.
Why, to bring her in? You've got to answer for Honey's death. Your fingerprints were found on the bridge where she was murdered. With your gun.
I didn't kill her.
Phil says he heard Kristen confess.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Tell me you were involved. Tell me there's a reason you didn't tell us that Kristen killed Honey.
I got rid of her body. Honey was brought with me to Bonham Wharf. We were both tied up, but Kristen believed that I was still on her side. Started kicking off between Askew and the Colombians. We managed to escape through the back, over the footbridge. Kristen and I, we had our share of the money, but Honey, she said she couldn't let us get away with it. And then Honey and Kristen, they struggled. Kristen had the gun. And it went off. Honey was dead. Kristen needed my help, but we were both finished, and I helped her. I wrapped Honey's body in a tarpaulin, weighed it down with chains, and dumped her in the canal. My choice.
How the hell did you let it happen?
I felt something. I felt something in that world.
You were supposed to be doing a job. It was fake.
You walk into a coke deal with a loaded gun and a bag full of cash and tell me that it's fake.
What's happened to you?
I didn't feel guilty anymore. All right, the guilt that I've carried around ever since my sister died, it was gone. When I was with Kristen, it was gone. I'd lost it. I was free. You don't know what that feels like. I felt free.
What about Phil?
Phil is the best friend I've had in a long time. And I let him down.
You let me down.
Sorry, boss. Human after all.
Next time on The Bill.
You've been working out, Rog?
Shut up! Please, just do as I ask.